a good day for anime. Welcome to Not Enough Anime. Today we're gonna be reviewing a new Netflix anime that came out last June 17, Record of Ragnarok. Okay, before I get ahead of myself, what is Record of Ragnarok? So Record of Ragnarok is a Japanese manga written by Shinya Umemura and Takumi Fukui and is illustrated by Aji Chika. The manga was adapted as an original net animation or ONA by Graphinica and premiered on Netflix on June 2021. So what's it about? Every 1,000 years, the Gods' Council assembles to decide the fate of humanity. After 7 million years of human history, the gods come to the decision that humans are irredeemable and must go extinct. However, the Valkyrie Brunhild proposes to give humanity one last chance to prove their worth, and the gods agree to hold the Battle of Ragnarok, a tournament with 13 notable humans from across history against 13 of the most powerful gods engaging in duels to the death. Humanity will be spared if their side achieves 7 victories in the competition, and vice versa. To even the odds, each human is granted the assistance of a Valkyrie who transforms into a powerful weapon tailored for their user's combat style called Volund, at the risk of losing their life if the user is killed. It sounds good, right? It has all the makings of a great battle-style anime, right? Yeah, I agree. It should have been, but it's not.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this Sith, not join them!
Okay, I have a lot to say about this anime adaptation, and my brain is pretty chaotic after watching this show, so let's start by giving credit where credit's due. The absolute best part about the anime was the music. The music for sure did 90% of the heavy lifting when it came to hyping up the viewers. You know those immaculate orchestra/chorale background music that you hear when playing games like God of War and Dante's Inferno? Yeah, those types of music are present in this anime, and they did it well. If you have a reason to watch the anime, watch it for the background music. Another good thing about the anime are the voice actors. They did great choosing the voice actors for this show, and I have no complaints about them at all. Some still shots they did pretty well, adding enough detail and adapting parts of the manga pretty well also. But that's where it ends. Being a reader of the manga since chapter 1, I had high expectations for this show. Expectations that were, frankly, not met. So forgive me if I seem like I'm rambling in this video, but I'll try to organize my thoughts. So where do we begin? First off, as a standalone anime, as in if it were marketed as an anime original, I think my opinion would have been a bit better than now, going so far as to say that it is an okay anime that you can watch in your spare time. So for the people who have no idea about the source material, this would probably be my review. It is a good anime that you can watch in your spare time. The big problem is, I did read the source material and I vastly prefer the manga over the anime. Watching this anime, I identified a number of problems, with the biggest being the way they animated the show. The actual animation overall is passable. It's not bad, but it's not the best.
Not bad.
Not bad, but not good.
Yeah.
My problem is that for an anime where the whole premise is basically just a tournament arc, it feels to me as if they chose to animate almost everything but the fight scenes. Like, they were trying to avoid animating the fight scenes as much as possible because they weren't confident or something? I don't know, but that's the vibe that I got. There were some good moments, but a lot of them really were just glorified animated still shots. I think it would have been okay if they just sakugad their way out of it, as in pouring all of the budget on the fight scenes and butchering anything outside of the fights, since that was the main draw of the show anyway, but they didn't do that. Oh, and this weird 3D animation of Hermes threw me off. It was the only instance of 3D animation as far as I could tell. In addition, as a manga reader, I was really just generally disappointed with the way they animated the show. Brunhilde's expressions were severely neutered, and I don't know, the amount of hype that I got from the manga was very different from the anime. I was just disappointed to say the least. My second problem has more to do with the adaptability of the manga rather than the anime itself. So reading a manga generally takes less time than watching a chapter of a manga adapted into an anime because of the dialogue, the music, the key animation, and all that. And that's where the adaptability factor of the manga fails, and I didn't anticipate that at all. With manga, you can stretch a fight across multiple chapters, even adding in flashbacks and backstories without boring the reader. When translated to an anime, it easily becomes a snooze fest. Don't get me wrong, backstories and flashbacks wedged between fight scenes are okay, and more often than not, they serve as emotional anchors to which we connect to a certain character. But the problem with this anime is that they bombard us with tons of backstory and flashbacks to characters that we don't have any connection to, because they literally were just introduced to us. We don't know these characters, so suddenly info dumping their backgrounds to us mid-fight made the show a tad more boring. Fights spanning multiple episodes such as in Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball, Hajime no Ippo even, worked because we were emotionally invested in the characters and what the result of their conflict would bring. And more often than not, the fight scenes were amazing, which this anime both doesn't have. This had all the makings of an anime that would be hype AF. Imagine, the most famous and most powerful gods across different mythologies against the most famous people across all of human history. That's just a recipe for hype. I imagine this would have been better with a death battle style of presentation, or maybe just 4 episodes of just the fights. I don't know, I'm not sure. But when we're treated to literally 5 minutes of backstory with this not so great animation, it tends to make the fight less exciting. Some of the parts of the anime I had to watch at 1.5 times speed just to get back to the fighting. To be clear, I'm still grateful for an anime adaptation and I'm not at all complaining, but those were the things that I just found that could have been improved upon. Overall, as a standalone anime, I'd give this a solid 6 out of 10. It's good if you have time to spare and you just want to watch an anime where you don't have to think and critique. But as a manga adaptation, I'd have to give this a 4 out of 10. Pretty harsh, but I was really expecting a lot coming from the manga. So my final recommendation would be to read the manga. It's so much better, trust me. So there you have it folks, my unbiased review of the anime Record of Ragnarok. Comment down below on which points you agree with and which points you don't agree with. As always, thanks for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. This has been Mav from Not Enough Anime, and thank you so much for watching.